We're in the midst of the glory days for the Atlanta Falcon franchise. This team had never made the playoffs in consecutive years in their 46-year history. They have now done that. Forget the fact they were bounced 24-2 by the eventual Super Bowl champion New York Giants last year. Forget the fact that Matt Ryan hasn't had much playoff success. Things have never been better if you're an Atlanta Falcon fan. Coach Mike Smith is heading into his 5th year, 43-24 overall thus far, 39-27-1 against the spread. This has been a good team and a good team to bet on. And most of it is due to that offense. This is an excellent offense. Matt Ryan, a good young quarterback, has some excellent weapons at his disposal. Wide receivers Roddy White, Julio Jones, pass-catching tight end Tony Gonzalez, running back Michael Turner. Defensively, the Falcons are solid, not spectacular. 12th in the league last year in total defense. Not a great secondary. Finished 20th against the pass. They did sign cornerback Asante Samuel this offseason. Samuel, of course, a veteran of the Philadelphia Eagles, has played in some meaningful big-time games in the NFL. I do expect him to help the Falcons this year. The Falcons' biggest problem is they're just not good as their division rival New Orleans Saints. They're just not as good as the Saints. Simple as that. Now, nothing to be ashamed of. Not many teams are as good as the Saints. And Falcons might play a little better defense than the Saints, but the Saints' offense is just much, much better. And this Falcons, as I said, they have a good offensive unit, ranked 10th in the league last year in total offense, but they can't keep up with the Saints. And did they do enough this offseason to close that gulf or to leapfrog the Saints? I don't believe they did, but the Saints might have gotten worse. It remains to be seen how that whole bounty scandal is going to affect them. Of course, head coach Sean Payton suspended for the entire season. Jonathan Vilma, one of the best players on defense, out for the entire season. I'm sure you know the story. Joe Vitt, their interim head coach, suspended for several games. Mickey Loomis, a general manager. It's a disaster over there in New Orleans. So if the Saints fall back, then maybe Atlanta could step up and win that NFC South. Otherwise, I still see them fighting for a wild card spot. You know, they're currently 25-1 to win the Super Bowl out in Vegas. 31-1 they can be had out on BETDAQ. The Falcons are a team who conceivably could win the Super Bowl. The talent is there. Wouldn't stun me. So if you feel like taking a long shot, 31-1, you could do it with a worse team.